Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Hartman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Another cold and windy night out there, and we're keeping our eyes on tomorrow and the weekend and what's in store for us.
Now let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at the forecast. Rach, some people dreading snow, some people anxious for snow. Who's going to be happiest?
It does not look like much snow heading into Saturday, so winter lovers are still on pause with the white stuff, but we do get the cold and the wind. Yay, I guess. We've got one more day just like today where we are shivering out there before the wind starts to diminish. Checking it out, a wind advisory in effect for northern Litchfield County with gusts that could be over 40 miles an hour until 1 o'clock in the morning. For the rest of the state, though, it's also blustery. There's just no wind advisory because wind damage is unlikely, but we still have gusts close to 40 in Torrington, 32 miles an hour for Windham, and 21 mile per hour gusts for the New Haven area. And you'll notice as we head through the next 12 hours, while there might be some periods where there are lulls in the action, I think the wind starts to increase again as we head through the day tomorrow. Temperatures right now are in the teens to right around 20 degrees, but it really feels like the single digits for some parts of the state, and even like 1 below 0 in Torrington. And that's what the kids will need to dress for at the bus stop tomorrow morning. Wind chills down near 0. Actual temperatures will be between 15 to right around 20 degrees. Heading through the day tomorrow, again, wind chills in the single digits to start, teens as we head through the afternoon. And once again, we are looking at gusts up between 30 to 40 miles an hour. We are going to take a look ahead to some relief from the wind and cold on Friday, and then that little bit of snow possible heading into Saturday morning. Your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Homelessness is on the rise across America. Here in Connecticut, it has increased for the third year in a row. And a lot of the unhoused are forced to brave the cold weather this winter season.
Groups in one Connecticut town have stepped up to make sure people have a warm place to spend the night. Fox 61's Stefan Reels is in Waterbury with how they're doing just that.
I'm currently standing here in Waterbury, where there are currently 4 different warming shelter options where people can escape those brisk and harsh New England winters. But once that severe weather protocol ends on Friday, some of them will have to close. But thanks to a little help from the community, the Center for Human Development will be able to stay open for the entire season.
It gets pretty tough if you don't have some place to go and sleep at night.
The winter nights in Waterbury are brutal. But a warm meal,
we've got a shower stall here,
and a place to freshen up here at the Center for Human Development have helped make it a little easier.
This service here at the Hospitality Center is able to save lives.
Up until now, the center has only been open during the daytime hours, but the mission resonated with Jared Bruzis and the team at the United Way of Greater Waterbury. This year, the nonprofit donated $20,000 to CHD to keep it open 24/7 during the winter months, an amount then matched by the Housing Collective and then the city of Waterbury itself.
The shelters that we've had in the city have been able to handle it. This winter, we seem to have an influx of people who have some need.
Like the rest of the state, Mayor Paul Perner-Ruski said the issue has continued to increase post-pandemic. With more evictions and less homes available, homelessness has peaked in places like Waterbury.
It's like a perfect storm in a way.
Does this meet that need that we're seeing right now, or is there still more that needs to be done?
I think there's always more that could be done.
Outside of CHD, there is only one other 24/7 warming center in Waterbury, which makes the demand for the 35 spots here pretty high.
we've been at capacity each night.
And it's why Bruises and the United Way will push for elected leaders to invest in a solution.
But for some serious and substantial interventions on behalf of the city, as well as the state of Connecticut, the resources will be tight and difficult for us to deploy these services as needed.
And now that state leaders are back at the state capitol in Hartford, we're going to be seeing groups like the Connecticut Coalition to End Homelessness ask them to take this issue more seriously. In fact, that coalition itself is planning to ask state leaders to invest more than $30 million into creating a strategic plan to help those who are experiencing homelessness in the state. But for now, in Waterbury, Stefan Reels, Fox 61.
All right, Stefan, thank you. The town of Portland appointed a new first selectman this evening. Ryan Curley formerly held the position but has resigned.
Yeah, the town was set to appoint a new first selectman, but tragically, Sean Manning was killed. He was struck by a car last month. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot has more on the new selectman.
Michael Pelton is Portland's new first selectman. The town board of selectmen voted 4-2 to appoint him to replace their former first selectman. Now, this move comes following tragedy in town after the death of a firefighter who was set to take on that role.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
On Wednesday evening, Michael Pelton was sworn in as Portland's new first selectman after what has been tough times as of late for the town.
It's been an emotional roller coaster for the town, for the people that were there that night, for everything. So it's been a lot of emotions. So I'm glad that we came together tonight and we're able to work together, get this resolved, and I'm just anxious to get to work.
Sean Manning, a local firefighter in Portland and a town selectman, was set to take on the role, but he died in December after he was hit by a truck.
The night, actually, we were due to meet in this building. It happened right in front of this building, and unfortunately, all of us Board of Selectmen members were there when it happened. It was terrible. It was like a tragedy that you can't even write it in a book.
The board voted Wednesday 4-2 to appoint Pelton to the new role after serving 2 terms as selectman.
Michael has been on the board with me. I'm excited to work with him in another capacity on the same board.
Pelton says he's excited to hit the ground running.
We just have a lot of things going on in town, and I have had a business in town for a number of years, so I deal with families all the time. I teach their kids, I coach the track team in town, so I have a good handle on what they're looking for, and I think making our town the best town in Portland for a family to be raised, for a business to go to, that's what we're working on. So it's all those different areas, but we want to start working on that as quickly as we can.
Pelton tells me he's excited and grateful to get working and can't wait to see how Portland will continue to grow. In Portland, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61 News.
Okay, thank you. Well, if you ever have trouble finding a parking spot close to your destination at West Hartford Center or Blueback Square, the town now has a tool to help make it easier.
Fox 61's Kayla Cage shows us how it all works.
This new tool is called the We Have Parking Finder. It serves as a planning tool that you can access from your mobile device or your desktop. You put in the place where you're trying to go, and the app will show you any available parking locations near your destination. Alex Lopez visited Cafe Sofia at Blueback Square on Wednesday with her friend, Alex Koskimas.
We are just enjoying a nice hot cup of coffee during this cold season. Alex and I like to enjoy a good book every now and then.
She may have been able to find a parking spot near the building without any difficulty, but she says when she used to work there, parking was a different story.
And I had a really hard time sometimes finding parking. Sometimes I'd be a little late to my shift and I'd have to give Sophie a little heads up. Sometimes I have to get here about 15 to 20 minutes early just to make sure I have parking.
She now knows some of the parking locations better now, but if they're not available, she has to park further away and walk.
And that's a little difficult in this cold weather because you're being pushed by all the wind and etc. So I would wish for that to be a little alleviated.
And the town is trying to do just that. Town officials partnered with a company called Modi to create a brand new app called the We Have Parking Finder. It allows users to see available parking near your destination at Blueback Square or the center.
If I want to go to Leon, where would I park? Then it will show you right next to it is the Isham parking garage.
This tool includes ADA parking, electric vehicle charging stations, pickup and drop-off sites, and payment options for the parking spots. Town officials say it's important to remember to use this app while you're at home and not while you're driving to avoid any accidents or traffic congestion.
So you're not reacting to it as you're in the thick of things.
Business owners and customers alike feel this app has plenty potential for the town.
Because it's a very clear map and you can see where the parking lots are. In December, a lot of people are dining out for holiday lunches, and our customers may not be able to find parking during those times.
At least the parking behind Cafe Sofia, I personally was not aware of until I started working here. And that's unfortunately something that I only got access to because I knew people here.
Nelson mentions with the construction happening over the next couple of years, this new digital tool will help inform drivers on the construction activities and other options on where to park as well. In West Hartford, Kayla Cade, Fox 61 News.
All right, Kayla, thanks. We have an update tonight on 2 lawsuits that allege a former New Haven doctor used his own sperm for artificial insemination procedures. A judge has ordered Yale New Haven Hospital, or I should say Yale New Haven Health, to provide documents in the lawsuits filed against Burton Caldwell. 3 women and their children filed lawsuits against the former doctor, accusing him of fathering at least 22 children through fertility treatments back in the 70s and 80s. According to the lawsuits, Caldwell has already admitted to the allegations.
Waterbury police have arrested a suspect accused in a deadly crash. Luis Martinez is accused of driving under the influence and with a suspended license. The crash happened in November at the intersection of Baldwin and Lounsbury Streets. 22-year-old Jaden Gonzalez died at the hospital. Martinez faces multiple charges and is being held on bond.
Hamden police have arrested 2 men accused in a murder case over 2 years ago. 49-year-old Eric Diaz of New Haven and 36-year-old Aaron Moore of Hamden were taken into custody Tuesday. Police say the 2 shot 37-year-old John Williams of Hamden in the early morning hours of December 18th of 2022. Williams died at the hospital. Both men face charges of conspiracy to commit murder and carrying a pistol without a permit and more, and are being held on $1 million bonds.
A Hartford man's accused of intentionally ramming his car into state police cruisers. Police say Julian Ramos led troopers on a chase last night through Columbia and then into Wyndham. Take a look here. When troopers tried to box him in at a gas station, well, Ramos was seen on camera hitting 2 cruisers with his car. Police took Ramos into custody a short time later on Route 6. Ramos is a convicted felon, and state police say he has taken off from numerous traffic stops in the previous weeks. He's being held on $500,000 bond.